Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. We're doing a Cookalong together, a summer recipe this time because it's hot and humid and raining, and who wants to eat heavy food? So I've decided we're going to do a vol au vent. Very, very easy. It looks complicated and it looks intricate, but it really isn't. So I'm just going to show you how. Now I've made a few here. We'll go through that in a minute. I'm just going to wait for everybody to connect and then I'll start. So if you've got all your ingredients ready, that's be lovely. I'll go through them in a minute. I'm just going to get my pastry out of the fridge. The thing with the pastry is that you have to have it pretty cold so that it detaches properly and it doesn't get elastic. So I'll show you that in a second. So I hope that you all had a lovely day. Yes, I'm just going to get a few ingredients. Just a moment. Okay, so there's quite a lot of things here, and I'll show you the difference between the pastries that you can buy. Now, what is a vol au vent? What does it mean? Do you know what it means? It means fly in the wind. Why? Because, once upon a time, the recipe was actually developed in the 19th century, and there was a lot of outdoor functions, I guess, and buffets, etc. And they used to have vol au vent, and I suppose that if there was a gust of wind, it would just fly away. So maybe that's why they call it vol au vent. Okay, so yeah, so the recipe comes from the 19th century. Anyway, so commercially you can find a make called pampas in the freezer of Coles, for example. So with a pampas pastry, this is the result. Now I haven't taken the interior out yet, but I'll show you that I've had to cut 2 rounds of each, right? So if I cut 1 round of pastry, this is what you get. So you see the difference, okay? So this is with the pampas pastry that you get commercially. Everybody can find that. Now I went a step further and I bought this puff pastry, and you can also find it at Coles and at Harris Farm, right? And with that pastry, I achieved this result using 1 layer of pastry. And this is what I'm going to demonstrate in a minute. So this is a lot nicer, a better color, a better consistency. I just love it. But the problem is that it's double the price. So, I know that, maybe the budget is a consideration for you guys. So you'll have to keep that in mind. All right, so now I've got a piece of pastry here, and keep the pastry pretty cold, because when you are actually cutting the circles, you want them to detach from the paper easily. So it's already quite soft, even though I've kept that in the fridge. Okay. The way to defrost pastry is to actually place it in the fridge, and then, it's no problem. So you've got 2 kinds. You've got the straight edge, right? One big one, one smaller. And this is what the straight edge looks like. And then you've got the fluted edges, which is my preference in this case. So we'll get the pan ready, and I'm just going to cut out the rounds. So it's super easy. All you do is you press it down quite firmly. So I'm just going to do 2. Right, quickly take it off. Oops. Like I said, if you don't press it firmly and you have to work quickly, it just sort of goes out of shape. So anyway, so I was looking at a video of a French chef, and he said when you're using the fluted cutters, you should turn it around. So I'm just following what he said. Okay, so quickly pick that up. Just see, I'm just going to cut it a little bit more firmly. And as you can see, it just catching a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, and now I'm going to do, sorry, this one. No, where is my pastry cutter? The big one. I'm a bit confused. It doesn't matter, so I'll just do that. And then this one. And then I'll have my circle ready, and again another one. And there. So very quickly, I'll just get the egg. And do not, oops, yes, sorry, do not put it over the edges because otherwise the pastry won't rise. You've preheated your oven to 200. Now I'm just going to pick that up. Also very, very quickly. Oh my God. So this is, okay, I'm just going to try and cut it again. Yeah. Right. And just pick it up gently, 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 gently does it. Okay, doesn't really matter if the center is there. So pastry is a little bit too soft, but we can fix that. I'll just leave the center in there, it doesn't matter, you'll see. Okay, it's a bit misshapen, but it'll be okay. I think this one, I'm just going to pick it up like that, pull it out. You get the idea anyway. So this is that. Okay. So there I've got the circle in there, but it really doesn't matter. So now again, of course when I made it earlier, it was absolutely perfect. But you get the idea. And what I'll do as well is I will cut little semicircles. I don't know if you can see this, right? And that's for the decoration. It's called a fleuron in French, and we can even make it a bit more moony like that. And this is to place on top. Right, so one of those, and just another one. Okay, so we got two little half moons. It's called a fleuron in French. Okay, so I can put some, whoops, got to slow down, and that's what you do. Okay, in the oven, 200 for about 10 minutes. Okay, so that goes in. Okay, now I can get rid of everything and we can get started with our food processor. So today it's all about the food processor, the star of the show. I love my food processor. I use it all the time. I have it on my counter, so it's there. And anything I need to do, I just, just quickly work with it. Okay, so now I've got the mini bowl in there. I'm just going to check that the plugs on. Yeah. Okay, so it's all on. Yeah. So in there, I'm just going to put the ingredients for my dressing for the carrot salad. So let's bring it forward a little bit. And so we're going to first go in with the olive oil. And the olive oil here. And we've got 3 tablespoons of olive oil. These things are very useful, but sometimes, it takes a long time. Any questions yet? Anything yet? Nothing? No. Okay.
Rachel says hi from Taree, New South Wales. It's been raining and wet here.
Here too. It's been raining all day since yesterday, I think. All right, so 3 tablespoons olive oil. We've got 2 teaspoons of honey, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. I'm just going to use that. 2 teaspoons. Just put it in. 1 and 2. Okay. The honey, I can't see it there. But then we've got salt and pepper, 1/4 teaspoon each. I'm following the recipe to the letter. So 1/4 teaspoon, 1 and 2.
Wings asks, can you substitute the tuna for salmon, Rose?
Yes, well, it is a salmon recipe. Actually, let me show you what I've got. I bought this. It's upside down. It says there, roasted salmon in spring water. It's upside down. Let me just close it and so you can see it. Right? And this is what I'm using. It tastes delicious and it's very inexpensive and you find it at Coles. So I've decided, yeah, you can use tuna or salmon, but I figured that I felt like, you know, varying it a little bit. So yes, Wens, you can. You can use whichever you want. This is the beauty of this recipe is that you can actually substitute. Did I put my salt in?
Yes, you did.
Okay, thank you. So all that is done, and then I didn't put it in the recipe, but I want to put a tablespoon of lemon in there as well. This is a very fancy lemon squeezer. Have a look. I love it. Here we are, 1 tablespoon of lemon, a bit of parsley, so we'll just put parsley in there. Just not too much, but just about a couple of tablespoons. 1 spring onion, which I've cut in small pieces, because I just don't want any lengths of spring onion. So I'll just chop that and then put it in there. And we've got the lemon juice, the spring onion, the parsley, salt and pepper. We need the honey. And that's that. So, sorry, the honey. Okay, with the honey, if you wanted to not to stick to the spoon, so what you can do is just spray a little bit of oil in there and you'll see it just slides right off. So I'm just going to do that over the sink, preferably. And then you go into the honey. And of course you can put 1 or 2 teaspoons of honey, whatever you prefer. I'm just going to put 1, and I can always put another one after I've tasted, and you can see the honey is gone. Doesn't stick to the spoon at all. So very, very easy. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'll take a piece of Glad wrap. I've showed you that before, and I'll place it over the mini bowl, making sure that it's safe and tight. Okay, you do not want anything to jump on top of the plastic and pierce it. So we're ready, and now the lid goes on and off we go. Look, and it's quite thick. Let me see. It's quite thick, but it's beautiful. So if you want it a little bit thinner, just add a little bit of lemon juice, yeah, or a bit of oil, whatever you prefer. So getting a spatula. I'm just going to put my dressing. I can leave it in there. I don't really have to put it anywhere because that goes over the carrot salad. For the carrot salad, I'll be demonstrating the creative kit. And I'll show you what you can do with the creative kit. So in there goes the dressing, nicely emulsified.
So Rachel asks, where are you from originally, Rose? She thinks possibly Italian.
Well, I'm a mixture, actually. Yeah, well, I was born in Central Africa, in the Belgian Congo. So my first language is French. I went to school in Belgium. I finished my schooling in Belgium. My parents are Italian, and yeah, then I lived in South Africa for several years, learned English there, hence the accent. But my home language is French, and yeah, that's where I come from. So I am a mixture. It's true. So that's for the story. All right, so we've done that, and now we're on to. I'm going to just grate the cheese because like that we don't waste time. So, you know, people often ask me, you know, why do you have the midi bowl? You know, you don't need it, blah, blah, blah. But we do need it because it allows us to do many things in succession. For example, now I'm just going to grate the cheese. That means that I can continue with the rest of my recipe in the big bowl. So in there, I'm going to be placing the 2mm grate. I just need the disc support, which is in here. Okay, so that goes in there. 2mm grate. Here's my piece of cheese, it's 100 grams. You can do more if you want. It's up to you. All right, just checking the vol au vent. It's looking good, even though it was a bit misshapen. But actually, you know, things happen when you're live. Okay, so there you go. So we've got the midi bowl in there, and we've got the 2mm grate. So the piece of cheese goes in there. Actually, I'm thinking that that's not enough cheese, so I'm just going to take it off and get a bigger piece. Okay, that's better. Put that back in there and then drop the cheese. And I like the 2mm because it's going to give me this curly cheese that's quite decorative. The speed of light. Okay, there is my cheese, and that I can leave in the midi bowl. How fast and how beautiful. All right, so we've got that. I'll place it here, and we can get rid of that. Now I'm just going to be here's my oven. Let's have a look. Yes, it's ready. Okay. So here is the vol au vent. Even though we had a little bit of trouble with the pastry, it looks pretty good. So I'm just going to add it to the collection. 10 minutes, that's all. So I've done a whole lot of shapes here because, you know, you don't want to waste all the pastry. So in between you can get those little stars. You just cut in between your rounds and you can get little stars. You can do rounds. You can actually play with everything because that will be the top of your vol au vent. I should leave it on. Leave your oven on because you're going to be cooking the vol au vent.
Marianne says, hi from a hot Perth.
Hello.
Lucky you, Marianne.
Yes, you probably have the sunshine. Okay. So oven's on for the next step of the recipe.
Kerry asks,
yes.
Can you tell me how long the vol au vent can be stored?
Look, not a long time, actually. To store it, I mean, you can probably freeze them, but you know, I reckon I would use, I have used it the day after, but that's about it. And that's it, yeah. Yeah. So now I'll be processing the vegetables, and for that I'm going to be using the 2 millimeter slice. Disc support in, 2 millimeter slice. If you're not sure, just have a look, it's written on there. Just pop it in, and now we're using the big bowl. I'm going to be using the small opening. So I've got here all my vegetables. I've got my capsicum, green capsicum, the celery, and the spring onions. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is jam everything in. So basically stand it all up and jam it in, so that it's a lot of celery. Maybe I'll take some celery out. I'm trying to stand them up. So I have got half a capsicum, and just squeeze it all in. And it's going to give you even slices if you do it that way. I think I've done the most that I can. Actually, maybe one more. All right. And I'm not going to apply a lot of pressure. So is my blade in there? Yeah, all ready. Let's go. And that is beautiful. Now, have a look. There's still a few big pieces in there, but on the whole, I'm happy with the result. So now we're going to be doing the mixture. Now, for those of you who don't want to do this step by step, you can actually put all your ingredients in the food processor. But then it gets too small and there's not much texture, so I prefer to do it this way, but you can do it the way you want to do it. All right, so in here, this is my mixing bowl. What I've got is the 90 grams or 100 grams of corn, which I use fresh corn, and I just put it in the microwave 4 minutes, and then just I shaved the corn kernels. Okay, so I'm just adding this in there now. And because of the spatula, I can collect everything beautifully, because this spatula is exactly adapted to the shape of the bowl. So you can see that I can get everything out. Okay, there's a little bit on the lid, so we're not wasting. Whoop. That's it. Okay, so I need my lid to do the demo. So I'm just going to take that, and we'll just use the same bowl. It's not a problem. It's just to show you. So okay, so we're mixing all this together, and then we've got, of course, we've got the salmon. So just pop it in, and then some more. This is going to make a fortune of mixture. So what you can do, if you've got mixture left over, so what you can do a frittata with that. I've done that very successfully. So all you do is you beat your eggs up, you just put them in the pan and put this mixture on top, and then place it under the grill, and you've got a beautiful meal. Just put a bit more grated cheese on top, and that's all. Okay, so now we need, how much we need? We need 100 grams of tasty cheese, which is there. So I'm just going to leave a little bit on top, for the top, I should say, for the top, for the decoration. So I'll leave that there. Just mix that in, which is not that easy, but maybe I need another spoon so that to mix it all together. Like as I say, you can do that in your food processor if you wish. Okay, so that's that. So we've got all that, and then 150 grams of sour cream, which is in front of me. So I've got my scale here. I'll just put that there. Press the tar button and then use my spoon to put 150 grams. Can you see that? 35, 70, 100. That's fine. Okay. This is great to have the scale separate to the machine because you know, you can just add your ingredients as your recipe, you know, like as per your recipe. So we're mixing a bit too vigorously, but anyway. All right, what's left to do in this mixture? What's left to make, to add is a bit of lemon juice. So we're just gonna get my lovely lemon thing. And then we get how much? Half a lemon juice. Well, I'm just gonna wing it. This is the beauty about these recipes, you can just wing it. Okay. So, you know, not making it too liquid, of course. Okay, so we've got that all mixed up. And if you don't mind, you know, I'm going to taste it. Very, very good. What I would add is maybe a little bit of pepper. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, that should be enough. Right, now we have to fill the vol au vent. Removing everything. And take a sharp knife, a pointy knife, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut in the rounds here. Be careful not to cut the entire thing. Okay, so you get rid of that. And we're going to start filling. So fill it quite a lot. So we've got that, and the pan should be ready.
An unrelated question. She says, I was beating egg whites on speed 7 for 10 minutes for a pavlova, and overheated sign came up.
Right. Well, sorry, we're not talking about that now. But Vanessa is online, and you can ask her the question, and she will answer that for you. I forgot to mention, yes, Vanessa is online, and she's there for all your questions. So here's the pan that I prepared earlier, and I'm going to put my vol au vent in there. So we're going to make as much as we can. Why not? Because I've got to feed everybody, including the camera lady. All right. Okay. I wonder how many of you have got the creative kit. Can you tell me? And also, can you tell me if you're cooking with me, or you're just going to do this later, or what you'd like to see in the future? I know a lot of you have asked for desserts and that, but I've explained that, because we are doing a cook-along, it's a little bit difficult to do dessert as well, even though I would love to do that, you see. But anyway, so we've had a lot of questions about the creative kit, and I want to show you what you can do with it. So you see here, I've emptied it too much. So I try and just fix it, but it doesn't really matter. It will work anyway. So, just laborious. All right, that looks lovely. Let's do another 2, hey? No.
Vens has the creative kit.
Oh, Wens. Hi, Wens. How are you today? Of course you have the creative kit. Yeah, now, have you used it? Or do you use it? I wonder what she's going to say. Okay, one more. Ah, you see, that's perfect. See? So if you do all the mixture in the big bowl of the food processor, you won't get as much texture. That is how you like it. That's what's important. Let's try these ones as well. Very easy.
Wins as well, and she's happy to see you. And she says she most certainly does use her creative kit.
Oh, great. So what do you do with it? Is it for salads? All right, we're getting there. 2 more. But look how beautiful it looks already. So of course you can make it with a smaller pastry cutters and do it for entrees and what's it called again? And appetizers. Canapé. Hors d'oeuvre. Okay, last one. See, I've still got mixture. It's incredible. Now that keeps in the fridge, of course. You know, you can do more tomorrow. It's so easy to do. All right, so in the oven for about 10-15 minutes, that's all you need. Okay, right, so there you go. Doesn't it look lovely? Okay, 10 minutes and we're done.
Mrs. Smaller would be great finger food.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've also seen some chefs make a big one like that with a mixture. So yeah, it's very versatile. So let's just time that, 10 minutes, and that's it. Okay, that's doing. So we're gonna now demonstrate the creative kit. So I'm just gonna make some space.
Wen says that she's using her creative kit for salads and for stews.
Okay, great. Give us some ideas. Okay, so the creative kit comes with 3 blades. One looks like a little like tagliatelle kind of situation. One is a 1 millimeter julienne blade, and the other one is a crinkle cut blade. So let's see what it does. Okay, so let's start. All right, it's a bit messy around here, so I'm just going to give it a bit of space. All right, that's my plate for that, and this plate for that. All right, so I think I'm just going to show you what the crinkle cut does first. So I know it's a little bit dirty, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to use it. It's just to show you anyway. Okay, so off we go. Put the disc support in, and this is how it comes in a little cassette. Like all our other attachments, very well protected. Okay, and so the crinkle cut is this one.
Karen says hello.
Hi, Karen.
Wen says sorry, she has to leave for a little bit, but thank you for the inspiration.
See you next time. All right, we're continuing on. I know it's a bit long today, but there's a lot of things happening. All right, so now, oops. I think the crinkle cut is really the best thing to show you is the potato, really. Let's see if it fits. Oh, well, it fits. Okay. lightning speed, we have crinkle cut potatoes. So what else can you crinkle cut? You can crinkle cut cucumber. You can crinkle cut zucchini. You can crinkle cut sweet potato, you know, and do beautiful potato bakes. So that's that one. Then we're gonna show you this tagliatelle. That's what I call it, because it's got like sort of 1 centimeter gaps in there. So I'll need my disc support again. Put that back in. And I'm going to show you that with another potato. Because I think that this one actually, it might fit. No, it doesn't fit. So you need to cut a little bit off for it to fit. So I'll just shave it a little bit. Yeah, won't make a difference. Let me see. All right, well, let's see what happens to that. Close it. Love the speed of this. It's incredible. All right, so what do we have? We have this kind of situation. Okay, that's interesting. Don't you think it's interesting? What would you do with that? Does anybody have an idea? I suppose if you're not using potato, it can be quite an interesting salad maybe. Maybe the carrots. I don't know. So that's for the tagliatelle kind of blade. I'm just going to empty this now. There are my...
Is the reserved cheese supposed to go on the top while they bake it?
No, not really, unless you want to. No. It's not supposed to, but I mean, you can do whatever you want. That is your choice. I'll give it a quick rinse. And then we're going to do the carrots for the carrot salad with a julienne blade. So quick dry. This is fantastic because, you know, you don't need to wash it properly in between things. You just give it a rinse and it's ready to go again. Okay, so on disc support, and I'll give this a bit of a wipe possibly. I know, I'm sorry it's long today, but I'm doing several things and I thought I'd make it a little bit different for you guys. All right, so the blade is here. So julienne blade, 1 millimeter. Okay. Now, if you don't have the creative kit, you can make that salad, obviously, with the 2 millimeter. Great. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just measure the length of my carrots. So yeah, I'll just take a little bit off and place the carrots. It's still a bit too long. So just place it there. Place all the carrots there. Sort of like.
Una says she's learning so much. The creative kit is her next purchase.
Really? Oh, that's great. Una is one of our regulars. Okay, so we're putting that in there. And I think that'll be enough of a salad to show you. So it's all clicked in. Jumped everywhere. That is all good. You know very well that you'll get a few pieces of carrots on top, which you could put in a little bag and keep it for your next soup or something. So here's my carrot, julienne carrots, and I'm going to place it in my plate. On my plate? On my plate. All right, I'll take the big pieces out and use my spatula. which is here. And I'm just going to place it there. All right. There's a lot of carrot there, so maybe I won't use it all. It's just showing you that what it is like a shredded carrot salad, which is really, really cute. Okay, so I can deal with the rest later. And so what I'll do, just take a knife and fork, just make it look pretty. And what I thought I would add to that is a few of these, just on top for decoration. And then a few chickpeas, but you don't have to do that, it's up to you. Just a few chickpeas on top. Right. And then take my dressing, give it a little mix. Look how beautiful it is. Give it a little mix and just drizzle it on top, just like that. A little bit more just on the sides. Decoration is everything. So a little bit of parsley on top as well. And our carrot salad is ready. We've got 1 minute to go with a vol au vent and we're done. So please be patient, 1 more minute. Just having a look. Yes, have a look. With the potato crinkle cut, you can just spray some oil over it or mix it with a few spices and put it in your air fryer if you have one, otherwise the oven. So I think that we're nearly ready to get the vol au vent. Wait, it's ready. So I'm just going to get that with the gloves. It's a messy kitchen, but hey, we've got food. All right. 13 seconds, I think we can take it out. Oh yeah, okay. It fogs up my glasses every time I forget about it. All right, so now I'm just going to hopefully not burn myself, but I'll just put 2 vol au vent on this plate, and you can see the rest is beautiful, right? And so that's when I need my little moons and things, which, can you see them, Sherry? Oh, right here, of course. And so we'll put a little moon on that one, and we'll put a little star on that one, just like that. Over here, we'll just put a round, and so on. Okay, so, and to finish off, we're just going to take a little bit of cheese, and excuse my fingers, but I have to do this with my fingers. I am at home after all, hey? And so you just go over it, just put a few curls here and there. And you've got dinner, a light dinner, but a beautiful dinner.
Runa says beautiful.
Merci.
And somebody is asking, can you use the air fryer for the vol au vent?
Yes, you can. Actually, you can, because the air fryer is like a mini oven. Of course you can. That's a great tip.
It was Jacinta asking that.
Okay. Well, on this note, I'm going to leave you now. Bon appetit, and I hope to see you next time. It'll be Vanessa doing a Cookalong. And have a lovely weekend, everybody. Bye.